and welcome back to the Oklahoma Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian, and strap in because we're headed to the Firehouse today, but not that firehouse. I'm talking about the Firehouse Art Center in Norman, where the only flames you're likely to find are from their burning desire to push creative expression forward in their local community. We are meeting Executive Director Andy Couch. He's going to tell us all about their classes, upcoming events. We'll get to that in a minute, but first, a message for the unsubscribed. Why? It takes such little effort to just click that button. So go ahead and get subscribed right now. And Chris, go ahead and roll that Firehouse art footage. All right, well, we are here at the Firehouse Art Center. I've got my friend Andy Couch, the Executive Director and Curator here at Firehouse. Andy, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank you guys for coming.
I was telling you earlier, I feel like I was called to the principal's office. You've got a very nice space here.
It's an old desk.
Yes. Are there any pieces here on your desk or on your wall that are really notable to you?
I'm proud of a lot of these. One of my favorites is probably this Lego set.
Yes, this is a model, I believe, of the Firehouse Art Center, the actual building.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
So we hosted a Lego Batman with Parks and Rec here in the park for our limited edition comic book exhibit. So it was a blast. We had a lot of fun playing with Legos. So I've now got my own model of the Firehouse.
Are there any kids that are tempted to pick it apart?
We've had a couple draw it and things. They definitely use it as a model.
Yes.
We did a mural matching game with this, and it was a lot of fun.
All right.
So.
Well, there's a lot of cool stuff in here, but there's a lot that makes sense because there's a lot of cool stuff in the Firehouse Art Center. For people who are maybe not familiar with the Firehouse in Norman, how can you sum up the mission of the Firehouse in a few words?
Yeah, so here we create creative visual arts education experiences and exhibitions and programs. And so that's something that's really the meat of our mission here, and to serve as many audiences and just develop new relationships with visual arts for the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved here at the Firehouse?
This September is going to be 3 years for me. Okay. So it's been a blast. It's gone by really fast, but we've had a lot of fun.
Now, I believe you were telling me earlier you started as an instructor.
I did.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, when I was just out of high school, I got a job as an art educator at Leonardo's Children's Museum in Enid, Oklahoma.
Right.
And so in high school, I went to a small school, and we had to have, I think, about 200 hours of community service. Yes. And so I taught kindergartners every morning an art class at Coolidge Elementary there in Enid. And so it was one of those things where I figured out what I wanted to do at a pretty young age.
Yes. So you knew that you wanted to be an illustrator.
I was
working art.
Yeah, I wanted to be a painter, and figured out, I probably should have a job in addition to that. And everyone said, if you want to work in education, you should do museum education. And I said, man, that'd be great, because I could be in the museum and work on different programs and kind of express my creativity that way. Yes. And so that's how I got started at Leonardo's, and it's led to a really cool career in education, curatorial, and then administration. So I absolutely love it. It's something where I definitely get to have a good time with the work that I do.
Right. So what can you tell me about the history of the Firehouse Art Center here? This was actually, I believe, a Norman's fire station at one point.
That's right.
Yes.
So in the 40s, it was a fire station, and around 1969, 1970, we had 3 potters who convinced the city to let this be an art center as the fire station moved down the street on Boyd here. But yeah, this was the second one. And so we still have the fire pole in our ceramics studio that goes up to our children's studio here. But Audrey Bethel, Carol Whitney, and Carolyn Folkens were those 3 potters. And we didn't have, when I got here, we didn't have a ceramics program. It had been down for a few years, and that was something I really wanted to bring back. And so Casey Gilman has led that effort for us here, and we now have over 100 students in our ceramics program.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of going
awesome.
back to the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. I know the ceramics program here is really popular and expanding. I think we'll touch on that in a little bit. But I just have to say, driving up to the Firehouse, and it's right here by the park, Lions Park, right? It's so beautiful out there. And when I drive up here, I feel like, this is a place where I want to be.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. We used to have some problems. People would come by wondering if this was a place they could pay their utility bill. Because we didn't have as many murals or as much public art. And so in the last 3 years, we've dedicated over $65,000 to public art.
Yeah,
and so Carlos Barbosa has been a big part of that plan, as we didn't have a sign here at the Firehouse. So our entire south wall is now really our welcome sign to the building and to the campus here.
Right. I guess no one ever comes in saying that there's looking for the fire department.
Yeah, when you see just a gray building, and it doesn't really, glowingly say Art Center. So we've made that happen. We've had a great relationship with the University of Guadalajara out in Puerto Vallarta. And so we have artists come up annually. That was our first one we did on our west wall here from a man named Quetzal. So it was pretty great to have those kind of powerful artists, Denise DeWong, Aditi Hines, Lumen Miramontes. Just have some really strong ones. In our gift shop too, so happy we had Chris Canali come by and do that one for us. So.
And you have a great gallery space downstairs. What are some of, I guess, the exhibitions in the past that really stand out to you that you all have done?
So some of the ones that I love are ones where we've really invited another community or another partner. One that we just did a great callback to the other day when the Thunder won the championship was our Thundor exhibit, which is the art of Chase Dryden, who's a popular tattoo artist in Oklahoma City. He'd been doing belly paintings for the superfan Thundor for years. I think 15 seasons. And so it was really fun to be able to connect to anyone who likes basketball. I love basketball. So it was really interesting to tap into that of all the sports lovers here in Oklahoma. But we try and do 6 a year. So 3 are in-house and then 3 are culturally relevant. So those 3 in-house ones, we do our Children's Summer Arts program, we do our Healing Studio program, and then we do a gift shop gallery that focuses on about 80 artists, local artists here in Oklahoma. And those other 3, they're usually just with community partners and a relevant topic in art. We don't do a whole lot of high art here. I'd say we're always looking to...
Accessible.
Yeah, we're always looking to be accessible and introduce the visual arts to a new audience.
Right. Well, downstairs right now is an exhibit featuring sort of the comic book culture and its tie-ins to some local artists. Now that's leaving soon. And so by the time people see this, sorry, you won't be able to see it. But maybe maybe Chris will be putting in some shots so you can see what you missed. But what is coming up in September? You have a new exhibit being planned.
So right now we're working with the Peruvian Consulate and our Latino Cultural Committee to work with the photographer Peruska Chambi. So she's from Lima, Peru. So she'll be visiting Norman and having a really great time at the School of Visual Arts here, the Pioneer Library System, we're right now kind of planning the last details for all these programs.
Yes, right. Well, that's awesome. It sounds like you all really try to focus on cultural representation here.
We definitely do. We're always looking at what audience or what culture could we work with that we haven't served yet, or what artist would excite a new audience to visit the Firehouse.
Right.
So, and we're always trying to do those with the partnership so that we can help another nonprofit feel welcome in our space and use the art center here as a community center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that touches on one of the things that Firehouse is most known for is as a place where arts education happens. A lot of different classes and workshops. I guess what can you say about the popularity of those programs?
So we've done a lot of work in trying to enhance how we use our space through enrollment. And so we have 4 different semesters here at the Firehouse, and it's not just kids. We actually offer more adult education than we do children's education here. And so I want to say we're around 35, 40 faculty members right now.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're trying to employ as many artists as we can.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then, find the best teachers here in the state. A lot of them will come, from Oklahoma City or Edmond, or even locally here in Norman to serve the Art Center here.
Very nice. And I know one of the more popular, workshops and classes that you've had is the jewelry, stuff like that.
Yeah, Elise Bogart is just one of the foundation pieces here at the Firehouse. She's been here a lot longer than I have.
Yeah.
And so she leads our jewelry program here. She's wonderful. She's truly a backbone of the arts here in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And so love working with Elise. We're really excited this August while we're in between semesters. The Kirkpatrick Family Fund has given us a grant to expand the jewelry studio.
Awesome.
And so it's been such a tight-knit studio where we kind of have 8 to 10 people almost working on top of each other.
Right.
And so we're doubling that space.
Oh, nice.
Because those are classes that usually are full within the first week.
Right.
Or the workshop is sold out when we practically announce it.
Yeah.
And so that's something where we're hoping to service more people, but also make that a more comfortable studio for some of our longest patrons.
Yes. Yeah, so that's going to be upstairs here, right? Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be right here on our west side of the building. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, well, we look forward to that, and that'll be done by September classes?
September classes, that's our contractors and the city of Norman and all the great people that we work with, plumbers, electricians, and they're getting all their work done while we don't have classes going in August.
Right.
So.
Yes. So a lot of the traditional arts are covered in the classes, but you do you have some workshops that are a little outside the box. Like, have any stuck out to you that you all have had here?
So many. Casey Gilman also helps with programming those workshops and finding artists, to invent and do new things, and just offer some really interesting experiences that you might not typically find in the community. One that's been my favorite that we've really introduced is hopefully a new medium here is blacksmithing.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting to work with the forge and things outside, that's one of my favorite things. We have a great patron here named Gerald Franklin, who's been a long friend of mine. We've known each other since I used to work in Duncan.
Yes.
And he takes classes and has his own forge here. And so he's the one that really started introducing the idea to us as that being a potential new medium.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's really cool because, one of the things that we don't talk about is that, things like jewelry making, blacksmithing, these are all just parts of our culture, like as humans, basically.
Right.
Just sort of classic trades. And if there's no one sort of keeping that around, like that's something we could lose if we don't think about preserving it.
Right, you got to keep it going, and there's always artists out there too that are looking for opportunities. So when we see someone, having some success or doing something new in the community, we're always considering them for a workshop or how to introduce their skill and their unique talents and techniques to more artists in our community. Right. So when we get someone who's really, pushing the line there on their creativity, we always try to invite them into our space to show the rest of the community.
Why else is promoting arts education important, and what have you heard from the community, from people who have taken classes?
So here we get a lot of positive feedback and kind of the changes that we've made in the past 3 years. But I would say offering just a diverse enrollment and plethora of classes, that's something where we're really focusing in and listening to what the community wants. And we try so hard. The one that I'm trying to get is glass blowing. I would love to have glass blowing here at the Firehouse, but as we continue to see how can we enhance jewelry, how can we enhance ceramics, those are the things, even down to if this stool is comfortable or if our lights are operating properly. It's really a team effort here at the Firehouse. Right. With our relationship with the city of Norman. So without their assistance and their help, I don't know how far the Firehouse would have made it.
That's true.
And so it's such a good thing to have such great teamwork and a strong arts community here with a city that cares about the arts.
Yes, exactly. I'd say the spinny chairs in the gallery downstairs, I'm a big fan. Didn't realize they spun
We got a good deal on those.
Oh, really?
So
okay, well,
those are going to be our new office lounge chairs. Okay. So we didn't really have a place for the staff to gather, and that's what we're going to be doing with our East Studio space. Yes. So new offices, got to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. There's always new stuff going on.
Yeah, man.
So you've been here, you said 3 years. What, looking I guess 3 years in the future, what would you like to see Firehouse continue to build towards?
I hope we have a large expansion on the north side of our building here. So Norman has a program called Norman Forward. Okay. And I hope that we're a part of that. It's a community-wide vote, and it's something that the city puts together. So we have these incredible, really spectacular facilities here in Norman, the Adult Wellness Center, the Trey Young, the Young Family Athletic Facility here. I don't know if you've been out there yet.
I have not. That'd be cool to check out, though.
Yeah, the Young Family Athletic Center, it's incredible. And so Jason Olson in Parks and Rec, he works on a lot of those projects with other city administrators here, and I just know that they're really working hard to make Norman an even better community. Yes. And so I'm hopeful that the next round of that we might be considered for an expansion here. So that's kind of hopefully the next 3 years that'll be at least voted on. Yeah. So.
What can you say about the Norman community in general, and its to me it seems like it's an embrace of the arts?
Yeah, one thing that I absolutely love about the Norman arts community here is the ability to partner together to do things smarter, stronger. As we were talking earlier, it's much better to work as a team than try to do things on your own.
You're right.
And so for our exhibition downstairs, all of those cases are from the Sam Noble Museum of Natural History. And without those, I wouldn't be able to give the visibility and care to loaning that collection without their assistance and help. And so we have a great neighborhood of friends. The School of Visual Arts here, they have been an absolutely incredible partner. OVAC, the Oklahoma Visual Artists Coalition, Allied Arts. We just have some really great partnerships and supporters that make this place go. And so it's got a ton of potential, And I can't wait to see what those partnerships do in the future and how those develop, especially with the University of Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah. That is exciting. And like you said, you can't do anything alone. Like we couldn't have the podcast without Chris and our great studio team, which is definitely not me buttering anyone up for the future. So for people who are interested in signing up for a class or maybe coming to visit the gallery at some point, what can you tell them? Where should they go?
So you can visit us on our website at normanfirehouse.com. You can also come by and see us in person. We're right off of here on Flood and Boyd, Lions Park. And then we're pretty active on social media, so you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok.
Right. And you still teach like an illustrating class, right?
I do.
Yes.
I do. Yeah. Nikki Crumwitty has been running our enrollment here for the past 3 years, and as our programs coordinator, and she's let me slip in there every summer to teach a class. And so this year we've had 3 sections of that, and it's great to get back in the classroom.
Right, you still get some of that museum education, like hands-on.
Yeah, we're and it's great right now with the comic book exhibition with Oklahoma Pop, for them to be able to see that amazing collection. You know, while they're learning about illustration, they can see Archie Goodwin and Chester Gould, Aragon Starr, Jerry Bennett.
Oklahoma's comic book
just
legacy.
Some amazing artists here. So.
Do you have a favorite, before we go, your favorite comic book character or anything?
Oh, man, I'm Nikki got me this last year, but this, you know, we all have notebooks and stuff, but I'm a big Batman fan.
Yes, of course.
And so I think,
we've
had some...
I can show the camera here. A student. Can Chris, can you get this student?
Pretty awesome.
This. And you said, what, like a 15 or 16?
I think he's 15. Yeah, so really cool. Incredible talent at Norman Public Schools.
Yes. So. You can learn to draw maybe as well as this eventually with practice.
Yes,
by signing up for a class here.
That's right. Yes. That's right. We offer so many different mediums, and we have such a great faculty here. There's a lot you could learn here at the Firehouse.
Yes. All right, Andy, it's been a blast. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
The community classes, I mean, they're so vital, really. If you think about it, how many different kinds of creative expression, like, really only exist because people are out there, like, teaching it to other people, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
Yes. Has anyone been to the Firehouse Art Center?
It's been a long time. I haven't been
there to see a show, but I've never taken a class there, like an exhibit. An exhibit. Yeah.
I thought, well, you know, it's possible they do shows there sometimes, like performances. Really cool place. By the way, if you're just joining the show and you haven't had the chance to meet us yet, on the couch is senior editor Carly Ibarra, editor-in-chief Nathan Gunner, research editor Kirsten Stone. How are you all doing today?
Excellent.
Good. It's rainy.
Yes. It is rainy.
It's kind of cold for August.
Unseasonably cool.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's nice.
Yes.
It's very nice.
A nice change of pace, especially for August when we're recording this. It's coming out in September. So speaking of the Firehouse Art Center, you may have seen some of the beautiful shots that we had from there. The Firehouse Art Center is at the Lions Park in Norman. Very beautiful public park. I highly recommend you check it out if you get the chance. But that got me to thinking for a question of the week this time. There's so many great parks and green spaces around the state. So I thought for this question of the week, we'd ask, what is your favorite Oklahoma green space? Editor-in-chief Nathan Gunner, what do you think?
I got to go with Scissortail Park.
Yes.
I'm there almost all the time, almost every day. I walk at lunch and I go to the farmer's market on Saturdays, and I just really, really love that park. I love the space of it. I love the feel of it. I love how many, like, we were there at the farmer's market I know I talk about this too much, but we were there last Saturday, and like there were so many people we couldn't find a place to park. That was so fun, you know? Like, it was just cool to see that much of Oklahoma City come out. So I really love that place. And then I'm just a huge fan of all of our state parks. They're great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Scissortail Park, a lot of fun, and within a reasonable walking distance from the office.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I love the most about Scissortail Park, I think, especially on farmers market days, is that yes, it is a green space and that there are plants and it's open and everything, but it's also an urban space and that you're going to see lots of people and lots of dogs, and so it's both good. One
of the best parts.
It's both good for enjoying nature and people watching at the same time.
Yeah, no, like we actually this past Saturday stopped and grabbed a beer because Anthem Brewing has a little tent there at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, and we grabbed a beer and took a lap around the park before we started shopping. It was really nice. Yeah, like a little walk with a beer in the sun, and then we were just ready to buy some vegetables.
It doesn't really get beat a sip and stroll ever.
I mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Carly, what is your green space of choice?
I have two because, of course, I could not decide. Mm-hmm. The one that I actually go to more often because it is very close to where I live is Will Rogers Park.
Yes.
It is
beautiful.
when the weather is nice. It is my absolute favorite place in the whole city to go walk. Mm-hmm. There are places that are secluded, but it's not scary or anything like that, so it's perfect for a nice walk. But my favorite green space in the entire state has to be Red Slough.
Oh, nice.
I went to the birding festival there one year, and I saw my first painted bunting, which is a really big deal for birders. And lots of other things. I saw an alligator from very, very far away. But you just never know what you're going to see there. And it's not, you can't go there all the time. So when you do get to go, you're not going to be bumping into a lot of people. It truly is like a natural experience.
That was a great answer. I did not see Red Slough coming. I don't know why, but that is a good one.
It's kind of south of Idabel for people who don't know. If anybody wants to look it up. Yeah, it's
really
far down there. It's almost to Arkansas.
It is absolutely, if you like birds, it is absolutely worth a visit.
Yes. Kirsten, what is your green space of choice?
I say it a lot, but Wichita's, just because I'm a little bit of the opposite of what Carly said earlier. If I'm going to a green space, I don't want people. I want to be left alone. Leave me just to be in the green space. That's all. But if I was still in college, I would say Crowder Lake, which is owned by SWASU. Yes. It's actually a park I worked at, but it was always really nice. There's a walking trail and everything. You can go fishing, walk around, not really hiking, but it is
still
outdoors.
The ropes course there?
Yeah, there's still a ropes course.
You can ropes course there. I ropes course there once. It's a cool park. That's a good choice.
You have to rent the ropes course out ahead of time.
Remember
or go
that.
on the big days when there's an event, and the ropes course will be open and free.
That's a good pick, though. That place is cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite day working at Crowder Lake?
My favorite event or favorite just one day overall?
Best day of work that you had?
Opening day. I think it was 2021. It was opening day. I actually got to plan that event for that day and help organize everything. But it turned out really fun. There was over 600 people there that day. We had food trucks. We had all the ropes courses open. The rappelling wall, kayaks, canoes.
Look at you.
All of
you
it was
were in
open.
Charge of that.
Our derby, our cook-off.
That's cool.
It was really fun that year.
That's cool. Yes.
What about you, Ben? What is your favorite green space in Oklahoma? Besides your shirt.
Besides my shirt, that's the number one. That's the green space I'm in.
That's everyone's number one.
Number two, though, would be have to be the Martin Park and Nature Center.
Oh, that place is great. Yes, good choice.
I love it when a city can integrate wilderness and city, sort of intertwining it, you know? And that is one of the few places in Oklahoma City where you can really feel like you are just in the middle of the woods and really memorials just right out there. But you can see a deer. You can get in their creek area that has all the rocks that a lot of the kids loved. I know I loved it as a kid. And their actual nature center there is really fun too. I spent a lot of time in that nature center as a kid. And I remember one exhibit that they had, maybe if someone else has been there, they might remember, but they used to have it where it was this wooden box and it said, the most dangerous animal in Martin Park.
Oh.
And then you open it up.
And
It's a mirror.
There's a mirror.
It's a
Yeah.
mirror. Yes.
That's mean.
That had a big impact on me as a young boy. Chris, behind the camera, what is your go-to green space?
It's so hard to pick. Robbers Cave holds a special place in my heart.
It's beautiful.
And I don't want to belabor the bombing point, but it was about a month afterwards, and I just had to get out.
Yeah.
And I went there, and up at top of the cave, back there's the trails, and it was clammy and misty and gray. And I went and slept on the rock up there for like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And there's a, I think it's a Buddhist saying, it's just be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I just, anyway, and then later on we took our kids and our horses and the dogs and the papooses and all the things. But so I love Robbers Cave. And then, again, being a broken record, but my deck at home.
Yeah.
I mean, we sit there with our binoculars, and our deer are named, and now we
Yes.
have a red-shouldered hawk we didn't even know we had.
Oh,
I know. And so, and we a family of bluebirds going on right now, and so I mean so I kind of get to experience that in the evenings at home too, and so.
I love that answer.
I think that's something that people don't think about Oklahoma necessarily as like having an abundance of nature like just within our reach. No matter where you are, there are some sort of creatures that you can watch. There's some sort of
It's
thing
true.
you can plant.
I had a
and,
gray fox in my yard this summer. I mean,
Yeah.
that's insane,
So-
right? Yeah. Like, it's true, Carly. That's a really good point. Like, no matter, like, it doesn't matter how urban you live. There's some nature going on right very near you. Yeah.
And I think it's really important for us to appreciate those green spaces
Agree.
that are nearby
Yeah.
too.
I absolutely agree, which is why I made it question of the week.
So smart, Ben.
Yeah, I know. Yes, thank you. We had several online answers. Preston Lee, who likes to chime in on social media, said one of many bike trails in Oklahoma could be Lake Hefner Trail, the Oklahoma River Trail, or Spring Creek Trail in Edmond. Central Oklahoma has some great places to bike.
It's true. Oklahoma City's trail system is really nice. The biking trail that goes like west from Dell, it's part of the river trails, right? But then it goes all the way out to the Lake Overholser Dam. That is a gorgeous ride. Just
Yes.
scenically, it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Adam Gross, I believe is how you pronounce it. He says Scissortail Park in OKC
All right,
and
Adam.
Ruby Grant Park in Norman.
Oh, have to try that one.
Jim Eaton chimed in to say Honor Heights Park in Muskogee.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yes, they have a lot of big...
Especially during the Azalea Festival.
Yes, a lot of community events going on out there. Wendy Mutz agrees with Kirsten, the Wichita Mountains Wildlife
choice.
Refuge. Yes. Really hard to beat that, especially if you get a glimpse at one of the bison out
Yeah.
there. I mean, that's always makes your day.
Or the Longhorns. Those
Or
are
the
pretty cool
Longhorns.
Yeah,
too.
that's cool.
Yes. As long as they don't get too close.
Yeah.
Elaine McKnight said the Wintersmith Park in Ada. I have not
Oh,
been
yeah.
there.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
All right.
And finally, Chris Elzy said Hefner Trails and the Martin Park Nature Center.
Good answer.
And outside of the city, Sulphur Springs.
I was about to say, if Megan was here, she would be telling us about the Chickasaw National Recreation Area.
Yes.
So that's another one to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chris, for covering our Megan base there. All right. And then if you have any of your favorite green spaces, go ahead and leave those in the comments. We are going to take a mid-show ad break and be right back with Podvents. You won't want to miss it. In Oklahoma, arts play an essential role in bringing communities together, enhancing quality of life for Oklahomans, and positively impacting our economy. The Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition is a nonprofit that helps develop the Oklahoma visual arts community through education, promotion, connection, and funding. Since 1988, OVAC has worked closely with Oklahoma artists, educators, organizations, and communities to ensure visibility and opportunity while promoting public interest in the arts across the state. To learn more about how the Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition supports artists and to personally contribute to a growing Oklahoma arts scene, visit ovac-ok.org or follow OVAC on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. You know what time it is. It's Podvent time. This is where we go through the travelok.com event calendar, pick out a few of our favorite gyms. Is there anyone who'd like to go first this week?
Sure.
Kirsten has been sort of volunteered by.
We all just looked directly at her.
Well, Kirsten, what is your Podvent this time?
So I actually have the Oklahoma State Fair.
Oh, well, it's good that you went first.
One of my favorite things.
Well, the bar's set so high now for the rest of us.
I know. So since everyone kind of knows the State Fair and what the State Fair is, I figured I would just give like less of that information and more of like what's new this year.
Oh,
Yes.
Because they put out the list already for what's coming.
Ooh.
But also, for those who don't know, the State Fair will be September 11th through the 21st this year. And it's at the State Fairgrounds, of course. And their website is okstatefair.com. But, so this year, the theme for the State Fair is Eat, Ride, Repeat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know how. Eat, ride, repeat.
Yeah.
That
I think
is
you should limit
that
the
is
number
some
of
advice.
repeats, I
A little sketchy.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sound fun, though. But the food list, I will say, the new food list is so extensive this year.
Now, I have not seen the new food
You
list,
should
so
look
please.
at the new food
Yeah.
list.
Do you have some?
I put down some. I did not put down everything because it was very long.
Right.
But I'm going to wait. And we're going to go over that in a second because I'm also going to go over part of the new attractions for this year.
Oh.
So one of the days, or a couple of days maybe, they're going to be having the Wildcatters PBR Teams Challenge.
Okay.
Fun.
Have some
Yes.
PBR action.
Wildcatters.
Because we have the new arena,
arena.
as Chris
Oh,
knows
yeah.
about. There's going to be a concert with Trace Adkins and Casey Donahue.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
All right.
There's I don't know how to say this. It's the Piccolo, I think, Zop Circus. There's a circus.
Piccolo Zappe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I-
Sure. Why not?
All right.
There's
Someone
an
tell
accent
me-
over there.
someone leave me a comment
Z-O-P-P-E
telling
with
me
an
how.
accent over. Yeah.
Yeah, someone tell me how to say it. But there's a circus. There's also going to be a dairy goat costume contest where the goats are in costume.
Oh,
From the
okay.
description, I believe the goats are in
I
costume.
somewhat thought it was going to be people dressed
No,
as
I'm
dairy
pretty-
goats.
I think it's the goats dressing up, but it sounds
Do you
super
want to go to the goat costume competition with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Sorry to interrupt.
Nope, you're fine. There's more new attractions. You can go online, go on their website, find the tab, and look at those. Those are just a few. The new foods, though, that I wrote down.
Yes.
Hmm.
I have a lot. Some of them. One of them is the hot chicken, which is a like Nashville hot chicken donut
Okay.
take.
Wait. Pause.
Yeah, so there's like the picture of it. This one has a picture. There's like a donut, and then what's what looks like some pickles, a big piece of chicken, and some coleslaw, all like covered in Nashville hot sauce.
So
I feel like maybe we need to go grab that photo from the web and put it up during this
think it
part of the
sounds great.
episode, right?
Yeah,
Like, because
It's
I'm
a-
having trouble
I'm-
picturing it.
an open face donut hot chicken sandwich essentially.
No, it's not a
is what it-
sandwich. It's just like a pile.
Well, open face. It helps for it helps me to
Okay.
think
I
But-
think it sounds great. It's
So-
kind of like a chicken and waffle, but like amped
Oh,
up.
but a
Okay.
donut.
Okay.
That's what
That's
I
a better way. Okay. Like a
Yeah.
Luther, but a spicy chicken sandwich instead of a
I
hamburger.
can see how
Okay.
it would work.
I think I would eat it.
Uh-huh.
There's also a maple cheesecake bacon burger.
Maple cheesecake.
You lost me on
bacon
cheese. When you combine the words
burger.
cheesecake and burger, you lost
There's
me.
a piece of cheesecake in the burger.
That's no, thank
Huh.
you. No, thank you. That's not for me.
It could work.
I don't think I
see
could
it.
do
I'll
it.
try it. I'll try it.
Okay.
I feel like it
A
gives
little
me
s-
heart pain, but it
Sweet-
sounds good.
Sweet and salty, savory.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
This year for the pizza, there is a pickle bacon ranch pizza.
Well,
Okay,
that's
I'm
gonna
in for
go
that.
off.
That sounds really
I
good.
am interested. I did try
Yeah.
the spicy pickle pizza last year, and it was really good. It's better than I expected. There's also a birria street corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
I
really
like
There
good.
that.
will be peach cobbler in a cone.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep fried pecan pie.
Yum.
Okay.
And then for you and Megan, because I know you guys have been talking about this, Dubai strawberries in a cup and a
Oh.
Dubai chocolate funnel cake.
Okay. Okay.
Now, Dubai
All right.
strawberries. That
I guess it's just
seems
strawberries
like
and pistachios, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
They're not strawberries filled with pistachios.
No, I think it's like the trend where they've been doing like the chocolate strawberries in a cup.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like strawberries.
that-
with
Yeah,
cream
yeah,
in a
but then
cup.
it's got
yeah,
the
it's like a
pistachio
really big
stuff.
trend.
I'm not trendy.
I
the
think
Dubai
it's like
chocolate.
slowly coming down now, but it was like a really big trend for a while.
It
where I see
was.
people get these cups and they would either have like strawberries with chocolate on them or strawberries with cream.
Yeah. And it's not like I bought Dubai chocolate at On Q. It's not
Yes.
that bougie. Like it's easy to find.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
All
Thank you.
There's a much more extensive list. Some of them have pictures. You can go on the state fair's website. You can go on their Facebook page. You can find all of their information. But
That's crazy. Does
Definitely
anybody have a
check it out.
favorite state fair food?
I would say fried peaches. Are
Fried
probably
peaches. That's a
mine,
good
yeah,
one.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Corn dog, funnel cake.
Yeah,
Chris is not a state fair food guy. Yeah, I can see
There are
that.
things that I want to get all the time, but
Yeah,
are they
right.
special?
Yeah.
I always try and like pick out a new food to try each year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I will say
Remember
the
new
last
food.
year, I don't remember what booth it was. They had a Barbie lemonade. That thing was so
Ooh,
good.
that sounds good.
I got it just because it said Barbie.
Okay,
but
so
it was really good.
do you know what one of the best things is there? And it's not anything that sounds crazy, so I think most people just kind of pass it by. But the Oklahoma Pork Council always has a
yes.
booth, and their pork sandwich, their pork chop sandwich that they have there is great. Yeah, it's really good. Like it's not exciting, it's not deep fried, and it doesn't have like a Honda Fit attached to it or whatever. Like it's not insane, but it's just a really good pork chop sandwich.
All right. Well, we're state fair ready now.
All right, I think we're
gonna have
good.
to get my hot chicken donut.
yeah.
Thing.
And your Tums.
Yes, and my Tums. Yeah, it should be eat, ride, Tums.
I'm just gonna eat and then repeat that and not write
Well,
anything.
maybe Nathan, you can repeat your podvent for us.
It's also about eating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There
only
you
we
go.
have to go to Duncan for the 8th annual barbecue showdown. This is at Fuqua Park in Duncan from 12 to 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 13th. There also will, the day before, there will be a lot of fun and goings-on at the park as well. But the barbecue showdown is on Saturday from 12 to 2. $10 gets you an adult wristband. $5 gets you a child's wristband. For the adults with that wristband, there will also be beer from Kokendorfer Brewery. And for the kids, the Kittyland Park that's there in Duncan, that's always there, will be open from 12 to 1. So the kids can run around, and then your wristband also, because it's a barbecue competition, gets you a chance to just go around and try everything. So you try all the meats, all the sides, all the desserts, all the everything. It's really, really fun. Best part of all, it raises money for the United Way of South Central Oklahoma, and so it's also for a very good cause. Yay. So go to Duncan, go to Fuqua Park on Saturday, September 13th from 12 to 2 for the 8th annual barbecue showdown. UnitedWayofSC.org is the website, and there's an events tab at the top, and you can just click that, and it'll get you where you need to go.
But bring your own donut, I guess.
Bring it or don't. I think
Or
there's going to
don't.
be plenty of stuff.
Yeah. They'll have plenty, actually.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be food trucks in addition to all the barbecues. So, you're
yeah.
not going to be wanting for things to eat.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And there'll be plenty of sides, so if you're vegetarian or vegan, you'll still be able to have fun.
And you need to save beer space, too.
Totally, yeah. Kokendorfer Brewery is good.
Yeah,
So.
very delicious.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, Carly, podvent?
There's definitely going to be some eating at my event.
Okay.
But probably not beer, unfortunately. But there will be so many other things, you won't even miss it. That's because my event is the Amish School Auction Craft and Antique Show, and it is in Clarita. It is at September 13th at the Raymond Miller Home, which the address there, which you probably don't know where the Raymond Miller Home is 37129 State Highway 31 in Clarita. And it is free to attend, but obviously if you participate in the auction or want to buy any of the baked goods or quilts or anything else that they have for sale, you will have to pay money. So, but there's going to be over 200 booths from 20 different Amish families, and they make all kinds of stuff, and they're really good at making things.
Now, hold on. 20 booths from 200?
No, 200 booths.
200 booths?
From
so the families
20
have 10
families.
booths?
Each family has roughly 10 booths
Wow.
worth of. Can you
Impressive.
imagine
That's awesome.
doing that, making that many things in a year
Yeah.
that you could have 10 booths?
Do not make the things
Yeah.
for one booth. So
That would be wild. That would be wild. You'd need
Yeah.
you would need to have more children. Yeah.
I'm sure some of them do.
I mean, more than me because I don't have any. But yeah,
But I mean, especially considering the craftsmanship of the wood, obviously they're very well known for being able to craft wooden things, but the quilts, like, oh my gosh,
an
I would
Amish
just
quilt would be
absolutely
cool.
love to have an Amish quilt.
This is a really good time to start your Christmas shopping.
For sure. And it would be a one-of-a-kind gift that nobody would ever find
Absolutely,
anywhere
yes.
else. And it's also just a fun day to like go and see what they have. There's going to be stuff like that they're making where you can actually like eat it then. There's a lot of homemade noodles. So if you can get yourself some homemade dumplings, yeah, take advantage of that. Yes. I will say though, some auctions start at 6 a.m. So if you're looking for something in particular, I would try to get there early, and there will be about 10,000 people there.
Amish Black Friday.
10,000. Yeah. Right.
Thankfully, it's way less violent than real Black Friday because it's Amish people. Yeah, if you are interested and want any more information, their phone number is 580-428-3542, or you can just show up at the Raymond Miller home.
That's gonna be cool. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
Well, just like Sesame Street, this podvent is going to be brought to you by the letter X, as in extreme. Now, X is not the first letter in extreme, but it is definitely the coolest letter, perhaps the most important. X is very cool, and you'll get twice the amount of cool, at least, at the Extreme Experience at Hallett Motor Racing Circuit this week.
That place is neat.
Yes, it is very neat. Now, does anyone here on the panel own a Lamborghini?
No. 5 of them.
5?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
one
all
for each
that
day.
big.
I wish.
Yeah. Hot Wheels.
So, what about Ferrari? Ferrari for Ferrari
Those,
people,
yeah,
right?
some micro machines. Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Porsche? No, none of that. Well, this event will actually be perfect for us then, because during the Extreme Experience, it's like the Gran Turismo game come to life. Oh. They are bringing in all of these like foreign supercars, and you can either do a ride along with someone else along their racetrack there, or if you're up to the challenge, you can get behind the steering wheel yourself and take a few laps. Yes. That's really cool. It is really cool. Just sort of that chance, if you're thinking of like blowing your life savings on one of those vehicles, you can instead scratch the itch by just reserving a little lap around there. Now, I do have someone ride with you if you drive it, and they tell you, like, they give you the directions.
Yeah, that's good.
So it makes it a little safer. So for people who are interested, it is September 12th through the 14th at the Hallett Motor Racing Circuit, which is in Jennings, west of the Tulsa area, I should say. Ride-along start at $79, and then the Supercar Experience starts at $249, and you get 3 laps for that. You can find more information at hallettracing.net. Now, driving a super fast car, it kind of terrifies me a little bit. Yes.
I hope people have fun. I want people to go, but I will not be doing it. That's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. But it's definitely for a certain type of person. It sounds like a lot of fun. But the algorithm, my Instagram algorithm, thought for a while that I was really into seeing different types of foreign cars, sports cars, make jumps.
Yeah, this
in the
job
driving
will mess
simulator.
up your search results.
Yes, and I will have to say they weren't wrong about that. Those were really fun clips that I got to see. So maybe Hallett has some stands where you can watch stuff. So maybe I'll be in the stands.
That'd be pretty fun.
You can also get that as a gift. Speaking of Christmas gifts, you can get that as a gift for people.
Yes.
Brian's parents got him that once.
Oh, nice. What did he think of that?
I don't think he ever did it, actually.
Oh,
I think he has yet to go and actually cash it in. But,
wow. Maybe this is a chance coming up.
I know. That's what I'm going to tell him about it. Yeah.
All right. Well, very cool. Now it's time for the star of the show, and I'm giving it to Kirsten for her rundown of the state
Thank
fair.
you, Kirsten.
Yes,
It's very important to keep us informed about the state fair.
Yes,
we've been waiting.
The food is important at the state
Very
fair,
important.
so
yes. Which one of those food items are you most looking forward to?
the Nashville hot chicken donut.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to give us the full review.
Yeah.
In fact, smuggle one outside of the fair. And
Or just get Drew to film it.
Bring it in here.
I'll send
in the
y'all
studio.
lots of pictures.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right. Well, that's all we've actually got for you this week. This has been the show known from here to Cushing, home of the Oklahoma Skydiving Center, as the Oklahoma Today podcast. At oklahomatoday.com or pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
Yay.